So far, to determine when to use a subjunctive rather than just a normal present tense form of a verb, we've been looking for some sort of hint from another verb in the sentence. Typically, that verb will be either hope, recommend, tell, intend, or want. So in all of these examples, there are two verbs, and we can tell from the first verb that some sort of intention is happening. Then we have the word que, and after that, we get a subjunctive that tells us what is intended. But sometimes we can look at other clues for the idea that something is being intended. In fact, there's another word that we learned back on day 5 that very often indicates intention, the preposition para. Now, normally this doesn't indicate a subjunctive. It generally means intended for. For example, this is for you, or this es para you. But we also learned the phrase para que, which indicates an intention that something be the case. This will always be followed by a subjunctive, no matter what kind of verb occurs before it. Here's an example. We did it so that you be here. We lo did para que estés aquí. Now, the English here looks weird. You probably intuitively know that so that, or in order that, does happen a lot in English, but this particular sentence is not how we would word things. Instead, we typically say something like, we did it so that you would be here. Or maybe we did it so that you could be here. Or we did it in order for you to be here. Now, these are all very confusing and jumbled for Spanish speakers. In Spanish, it's very mechanical and simple. If you do something with an intended outcome for someone or something else, you'll use para que, and then you'll follow it with a subjunctive. Let's practice this a couple of times. Try to predict what the Spanish is going to be. They did it so that I would be their friend. They lo did para que I sea su amigo. He's here so that you can be better. He está aquí para que you estés better. I did it for you to be the winner. I lo did para que seas the winner. I'm here in order for you to be with your things. Estoy aquí para que estés con tus cosas. In this one, the friend is feminine. I came here so that my friend be at home. I came aquí para que mi amiga esté en home. You did that so that I be your friend? You did eso para que I sea tu amiga? This one uses a formal voice. I am here so that you be my friend. Estoy aquí para que usted sea mi amigo. So in general, no matter how you see intentions being expressed in English, in Spanish you just use a subjunctive after the word que. There is one exception, however, and this confuses a lot of people learning Spanish. Check out this example. She did it in order to be here. In this case, she's doing something and she has an intention. But the intention is for herself. She didn't do it in order for you to be here or in order for them to be here. She just did it in order for her, herself, to be here. So you might think that this needs to be translated like this. She lo did para que she esté aquí. But actually, this is unnecessary. Instead, we just do this. She lo did para estar aquí. This seems to contradict what I said before about how you're not typically supposed to use infinitives with intentions. But you are allowed to use an infinitive for intention specifically when the person doing the intention is intending the thing for themselves. That sounds really abstract and confusing, so let's just contrast some examples with each other. We did it so that you be here. The person intending this is we, but the person they're intending it for is you. So this does need to have a subjunctive and a que phrase. We lo did para que you estés aquí. But what if we said we did it in order to be here? So the person we're intending this for is us, ourselves. We did it in order to be here. We lo did para estar here. See if you can predict what will happen in the next two examples. First of all, you did it in order to be the winner. And this is going to be a formal you. You did it in order to be the winner. So the intention is for yourself, not for someone else. Usted lo did para ser the winner. There's no need to name another person or use a subjunctive. Next one. You did it for us to be the winners. So this sentence structure doesn't really work in Spanish. You're doing it, but the intention is for us. So we're going to use para que, and then we'll have a subjunctive after that. You lo did para que we seamos the winners. Now, I'm going to make a quick comment here. Look at this sentence. There are a few English words here, but this is a Spanish sentence. You would never say anything like this in English. I mean, you, it, did, in order that we be the winners. So this really is the heart of what makes Spanish Spanish, and you're really learning what the language is if you can master sentence structures like this. But anyway, speaking in broad terms, a subjunctive is used when someone has an intention for someone or something else. But when they have an intention for themselves, you would typically just use para and then an infinitive. Let's get some practice with this. Once again, I'm going to present some English examples, and you should predict whether you'd use the subjunctive or an infinitive. In every case, pay careful attention to whether the person who intends something is intending it for someone else or for themselves. We are here in order to be at home. Estamos aquí para estar en home. We are here so that you be at home. Estamos aquí para que estés en home. I did it in order to be with her thing. I lo did para estar con su cosa. I did it so that his friends be here. I lo did para que sus amigos estén aquí. They did that so that you be their friend. They did eso para que seas su amiga. They did that in order to be my friends. They did eso para ser mis amigas. If you're still struggling with understanding this, reach out to your coach or your fellow students in the community for more practice with this. It will become second nature eventually, I promise. It may feel like a lot right now, but once you rewire your brain to think about intentions this way, the way that native speakers do, you'll be truly thinking in Spanish. Now, before we go on, this same principle that we're practicing here applies to the words for I want and you want as well. Compare these two sentences. I want you to be here. Quiero que estés aquí. I want to be here. Quiero estar aquí. So in the first case, I want something for someone else. Literally, I want that you be here. But in the second case, I want it for myself. But we wouldn't say, I want that I be here. We just say, I want to be here, since the intention is for myself. Let's practice this. You want to be here. ¿Quieres estar aquí? I want us to be here. Quiero que estemos aquí. I want to be your friend. Quiero ser tu amigo. You don't want me to be here. No quieres que esté aquí. You don't want to be my friend. No quieres ser mi amiga. I don't want to be here. No quiero estar aquí. I want my friends to be your friends. Quiero que mis amigos sean tus amigos. You want us to be your friends? ¿Quieres que seamos tus amigas? We'll practice this a bit more on the quiz after we cover just one more sentence structure that uses subjunctives.